Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mekka. I come from Norway and I love makeup, especially indie makeup and sparkly makeup, but I am just getting into fragrance here on my channel, and this is like part 2 of my fragrance collection because I thought it would be a good idea to just show you all of my perfumes at this time and just say what I like and not, so that you can know if we have the same preference or not. And I already have a part 1 with most of my like regular brands, designer brands and those kind of perfumes, so I will leave a card up here if you want to see that. But I saved all of my Arabian perfumes and my dupe brand perfumes for last, and I think that's almost half my collection, so it's gonna be a long video today as well. So let's just get started. Now, the first perfume I want to talk about is one I forgot to mention in my last video, and it is Bianco Latte by Giardini di Toscana, and this scent is worth all the hype. It is so beautiful. It's such a gourmand scent. It literally smells like vanilla sugar in some like sweet cookies or brownie or something like that. It's so delicious, and I love to mix this with other scents that are a bit more spicy, like Altair from Parfums de Marly, and I just think it's such a gorgeous scent. It's definitely worth the money. It's not super expensive, but it is a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. Definitely recommend. And talking about that one, I said I would mention some of the dupe brands I have tried in this video, and I do actually have 2 perfumes from Essence, and this one is called Carashmallow and it's one of their newest ones, and it is supposed to be a dupe of Bianco Latte. I think it's very close. I haven't really smelled them next to each other, but just based on, like, I feel like maybe Bianco Latte is a bit more fluffier than this one. This one is a little bit more wet feeling, I don't know, like sticky sweet. Bianco Latte is kind of more like the finished pastry or baked goods, whereas this one is like while you're making it, or you have something sticky like caramel, or I don't know, it's just a little bit different, but it's definitely very close and super delicious. The other one I have from this brand is called Drunk Apple Pie, and it's supposed to be a dupe of Kilian's Angel Share, and it definitely smells a lot like it. I don't know if I have smelled the exact, like I have smelled several of dupes from that, but I don't know, I think it's definitely the same vibes. I believe this might be a little bit more feminine or sweeter and not as boozy, but I really like this one, and I probably will never get Angel Share because it's quite expensive, and I just don't see why I would buy it when I have something else that is very good. And I actually have another dupe for Kilian's Angel Share, and that is from Alt Fragrances. I have a lot of perfumes from this dupe brand. You can see I've used this so much. This was like my signature scent during fall, and I got so many compliments on it, and it's just so good. Oh, it is so, it's like feminine, a little bit sticky feeling, but it's like the cinnamon rolls and like the sticky sugar fill that you have. That's kind of a little bit of what you're getting from this, and it's also just like the apples in an apple pie. Oh, it's so good. It's really delicious. And I actually have 9 more perfumes from Alt Fragrances. I really like them. This one is Nicotiana. This is supposed to be a dupe for Tobacco Vanille, and I think I actually prefer this one. I smelled Tobacco Vanille in store, and this one is just a little bit lighter, I think, and a little bit more feminine. But I might not remember it correctly, but this one is just a very comforting scent. I do think that the tobacco is just on the verge of being a little bit too much tobacco, but I really like this one. I think it's really nice. This one from Alt is called Crystal Intense number 32, and that is supposed to be a dupe for Baccarat Rouge Extract, I think. Extract, is that how you say it? But this one is very nice. It's a very strong perfume and definitely a bit more unisex leaning, but very good. And then I also have the one that is supposed to be a dupe for the regular Baccarat Rouge. This one is a bit more feminine, a bit more sweet. It's called Crystal number 23. So those are the ones that are supposed to be Baccarat Rouge dupes, but definitely super close, super delicious. Then I have Peach Smash number 20. this one, oh, it is so addictive. This is supposed to be a dupe for Bitter Peach by Tom Ford, and the thing that was the problem with the Bitter Peach fragrance is that it doesn't last at all. It goes away within a few hours. This one, however, if you spray it on you and you take off your clothes or you sleep in your clothes, you will still smell this in the morning. It is so long lasting and it's very strong, so you really don't need a lot of it at all, but it's really juicy, it's very delicious, and maybe it's a little bit sweeter than the original Bitter Peach, but it's so tart, it's so delicious. I love this one. I also had to get this Cherry Smash. Cherry Smash is like Tom Ford Lost Cherry. It's very good. It's very delicious. It's a beautiful cherry scent. I think it's just a little bit less fruity and less sweet and juicy. It's just a little bit more elegant maybe than Cherry in the Air or Saint Germain from Nude Beauty, but it's very good. This one is called 212. It's supposed to be a dupe of, it's the same brand as Baccarat Rouge. I don't remember. Is it Maison Kurdikan, something like that. But this one is supposed to be a dupe of 724 from that brand. And this one to me, it's such a fruity, or not super fruity, it's more fresh and it's very citrusy. Almost on the verge of being too much of like a cleaning product. But I think it's just a very like people-pleasing scent. It's very fresh, it's very feminine, it's very floral, it's just very, very beautiful. Then I have 4 that are supposed to be dupes for Replicas perfumes, and of course I do have a couple of the replica perfumes, so I guess I could start with the one that I have that is supposed to be a dupe of the one that I actually have. And I did spray Fireside Marshmallow next to the By the Fireplace is what it's called. I sprayed them next to each other and they smell almost identical. I could not tell them apart at all, to be honest, and they both lasted a long time. So I think this is definitely a great dupe for that one. It's basically just a smoky sweet scent, very smoky. But I think for me, I would not use this alone, but I think using this together with a very, very sweet gourmand, I think that would be really delicious. Next one I have from Alt Fragrances is Novel. This one is supposed to be a dupe for Whispers in the Library by Replica, and this one smells really delicious. It's like dry, warm, spicy and cozy. It's a lot, I'm getting a lot of pepper from it, but it's also very sweet vanilla and also some woodsy notes that, I mean, it really smells like an old library with like a vanilla candle burning or something like that. I really think it's a very cozy scent. It's very unisex though. So if you don't like unisex fragrances, maybe it's not for you. So that's like why I don't use it that often, but I think now that I have a lot more gourmand sweet scents, I could definitely mix them or layer them, and I think it would be really delicious. The next I have from Alt is Cafe, and this is supposed to be a dupe for Coffee Break from Replica, and I think this is a little bit more masculine leaning, which is such a shame because it's so delicious. If you have a partner that likes Replica's scent, Coffee Break, get this because it is so good. It has vanilla, it has tonka, it has some woodsy notes, it has, I think it also has a little bit of patchouli, but not at all too much because I don't necessarily love patchouli, but in this scent it just works so well. So this one is definitely a love for me. And the next one is Saxophone, and this is supposed to be a dupe for Jazz Club from Replica, and this is definitely, I would say, a masculine scent, so I would not wear this. I think it has sandalwood, it has vanilla, it has some pepper, and I don't know, it's just, I think it's tobacco, and it reminds me of like a more masculine version of, what is it called? Nicotiana, the one that is supposed to be tobacco vanille, and I don't know, it's a very beautiful scent, but not for me. I like to wear feminine perfumes, and this is just not feminine at all in my opinion, but it's very good. And now that I'm doing all of the dupes, I think I should talk about Dua brand. So I was super intrigued by the Dua brand because they had so many perfumes that sounded so delicious, that do dupes for brands the same way as Alt Fragrances does, but they also do a lot of their own scents. And I think I only picked up their own scents, and I was so disappointed. I didn't like any of the 4 that I picked up. They were just, I don't know, they were just I mean, this one is growing on me, and I think maybe just needed some time to macerate. This one is just called a Dark Chocolate Rum and Vanilla Symphony, and it sounds so amazing, but it's just, I mean, I guess I could spray it to smell. I mean, I'm getting almost only rum and something extremely sweet, and it's just very synthetic to me. I don't know, this is I guess I'm getting also a little bit of orange. I don't like it. I really don't like it. The one that I like the most is maybe this one. It's called Pumpkin Spice 2.0, and this one is like wearable, but it's still like very heavy. It's very, very sweet, almost a bit cloying, but I like the idea of pumpkin spice, but it's just very sweet. And also this one, Café de Duet 2.0. Oh, it's just extremely sweet. It reminds me a bit of French coffee that I also have from A La Rehab, and it's just, those two, they have something in them that I don't like. It's just very synthetic. It's just super, super sweet. I don't like it. And then I have this one. It looks delicious even. It's called Drowning in Strawberry Caramel Delight. It's supposed to be like strawberry and caramel, so I was picturing like a super sweet strawberry with caramel notes. And I mean, this one has grown a little bit on me, but it's also just a little bit too masculine and very heavy and cloying. I feel like it's just not good for me. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I don't like them. I'm so sad. Especially since everyone keeps saying that the Dua brand is the best duping brand, but I don't know, maybe their dupes are amazing, but not their own fragrances. I did actually get the smoked cherry. It's supposed to be, is it electric cherry it's called, from Tom Ford? The one that is supposed to be a bit more of a smoky cherry scent. And this one is actually quite good. It's just that the scent itself is not something I would wear quite often. It's basically like mixing the Old Fragrances Cherry Smash, or what it's called, together with the Fireside Marshmallow, and then you get this. But this one was actually the one I liked the most. I would actually wear this. Next up, I really want to talk about a brand that is not a duping brand at all. It's actually an indie fragrance brand called Pulp Fragrance, and I have a few ones in bigger sizes, and it's these four, but I have maybe like 30 samples, maybe more, I don't know. I have a lot of them, maybe 20, 30, I don't know. But I have a lot of samples from them, and their descriptions are just so artsy and creative, and it just puts you right into the mood of the scent. And I even like the ones I would have never thought I would like, if that makes any sense, because I was like trying to order samples of perfumes that sounded a bit odd, but they were all super interesting. So even though it's not something that I personally prefer, they were still like really nice. So here I have Après Ski, and this one I ended up buying in a 4.5 milliliter bottle because I really liked the small sample that I had. It's just a warm, cozy, sweet scent. I think my absolute favorite though is the Phantom Room. This is a 10 milliliter bottle, and all of these are fragrance oils, by the way, if I didn't say so. But this one is just like the most decadent chocolate scent. And I know, like, chocolate, why would you want to smell like chocolate? First of all, I like gourmand scents, but second of all, this is just, it's like a wearable chocolate. It's so good, and it's so, I mean, it sounds weird, but it's such a sexy scent, and I really like it. It's so yummy. I don't know if this is something I would personally prefer to wear outside or at work, but at home I love to wear this. If I'm just gonna sit around, watch a movie or something, I love to wear it. It's just so delicious. This next one is called Our Days Bewitched, and I bought this like a blind buy in a bigger bottle just because I thought it sounded so good. And it is very good. It's maybe not my favorite from them, but it's very sweet, ambery, and a little bit caramel-like, I guess. It's very nice. And then I got Love at First Bite. I think this was just a gift with purchase for everyone who purchases above a certain amount of dollars. Oh, this is so good though. This is very interesting. Yeah, I had to look it up, and it says warm whipped cream topped pumpkin pie and smoked lavender. And it was a exclusive, but this is so good for fall. This is just like the perfect fall scent. It's so good. I'm glad I have 6 milliliters of it. And then for a couple of perfume oils that I have from Arabic brands, I think. At least I got them from anabis.com, which is where I usually purchase Lattafa and, I don't know, Al Rehab and stuff like that. And this first one is from Al Nuaim, called Black Orchid. I don't know if that's supposed to be a dupe for Tom Ford Black Orchid, but it's very like super delicious. It's not gourmand. I find it's very masculine leaning, but it's just spicy. It's warm, it's spicy, and it's sweet, and it's really, really nice. And these other two, this one is called Binturan. I think it's supposed to be a dupe of Caroline Herrera, I think. One of their, like the shoe looking perfume. And it's very nice. It's very clean, it's sweet, it's fruity. It's just very, very simple and pretty scent. And then we have this one, Golden Sand. This is like definitely one I recommend getting if you like fruity sweet scent. It's super, super sweet, but it's just a very light sweet scent. Oh, and it's just so cozy and comforting. It's really, really delicious. So that is Golden Sand. Now I'm finally getting into the Arabic perfumes, and I'm so excited because I've gotten so many beautiful scents from Arabic brands, especially Lattafa. And those are, a lot of them are going viral on TikTok and stuff because they are so cheap and so good. And for example, I have Cara from Lattafa here, and you can like see the presentation of the bottle. It's just super luxurious feeling while they're still like, they're so cheap. I guess I paid about $70, $80 for this one, so that's, oops, that is a little bit more pricey than the other ones that I get from Lattafa. But this one is supposed to be or not a dupe, but it's supposed to be inspired by Kilian Angel's share, and I think you can see it on the bottle too, and it's just so delicious. I don't think this smells that similar to Amber Angel that I showed you from Alt Fragrances that is supposed to be a dupe for Kilian Angel's share, so I definitely feel like this is just in the same family. It's definitely not a dupe, at least not to me. This one is a little bit more spicy, like fresh spicy, but it's still a warm scent, and I don't know, maybe it's a little bit more boozy, I don't know. It's just a little bit different, and it definitely has a little bit more of that Arabic perfume DNA or Lattafa's DNA, because I think that often their perfumes, you can definitely smell that it's a Lattafa perfume. But this one is super delicious and I really like it, and I ended up getting the new one, the Lattafa Camera Cava, and that's supposed to be more of a coffee scent. And I think it smells almost exactly the same. And I keep seeing people mention that this is like, oh no, this is more feminine, this is sweeter. And then some people are like, no, it's not, it's more masculine. And I personally think this is maybe a little bit more masculine. But you do just get the coffee like in the beginning. So if you have the regular camera, I don't think you need this one. And I guess I can show you the one that I was really disappointed by. And I think I just have to let it sit for a while, because typical for these fragrances, especially from Lattafa, you have to let them sit. They're just fresh out of the factory and sent to you. And already after like a week of having this, I felt like it was a lot better, because it has a lot of woody notes. And for me, somehow in some perfumes, the woody notes, they kind of remind me, or at least the sandalwood, I think, it just reminds me a bit of dill, like the spice dill. I don't know if that's something anyone else can relate to, but it's just like, I don't even like that spice. And so I was very disappointed by this one, so I'm just hoping that if I let it macerate that it will get better. But that's basically what it smelled like to me. It's a little bit sweet, but a little bit spicy too. And it's just not what I was expecting, but I think the bottle is so pretty. It would match my collab palette with Mekka Beauty Shop so much. And I guess I can take the other one that I was super disappointed by. All of these are blind buys for me. This is the Lattafa Ishq Al Shuyuk Gold, and some people were writing that this smells like rubber or like car wheels, and that's sadly how I feel too. It's very leathery. It's super, super leathery. I think maybe some men could pull this off, but this is definitely not a feminine perfume for me. I don't know. I'll never use this, I think. Maybe I'll just end up selling some decants or something. It's not for me at all. One that I'm not decided about is Bade Al Oud, also from Lattafa. This one smells a lot like a pina colada, but it definitely has that Lattafa DNA. And I don't know, I want to try this, but it's just such a beast mode perfume that I don't feel like putting it on, because then I'm gonna smell like it for days. But I mean, it's nice, but it's just, I don't know, it's a little bit unisex and I haven't decided yet. I need to try it. Another TikTok viral perfume from Lattafa is Lattafa Nebras, and this one I love. It's so good. It's definitely a lot of like, oh, it's just like sweet chocolate, warm chocolate, and it does have a little bit of a minty kind of opening too, but that just dries down to beautiful vanilla to me. And I just think it's so good. This one is definitely something I spray after the shower when I'm going to bed, because it's just so cozy. And I also have 3 of the Ana Abiyed perfumes from Lattafa. I have the red one here, which is called Rouge. I have the white one, which is the original. And then I have this one that's gold, and this one is just called Poudre, like powder. These are very different. This one is supposed to be a dupe for Baccarat Rouge, and I think it's very beautiful. It's a very strong and fruity perfume. The original, I'm not sure what I feel about it yet. It's just super, I don't know. It has a lot of that Lattafa DNA, and I think it's supposed to be, is it pineapple? It's a very fruity, juicy perfume, but I'm just not decided about this one. I think I like the Bade Al Oud Honor and Glory more than this one, but again, I will have to try it a little bit more, let it macerate maybe. But then we have this one, the Poudre, and this one. Oh, I think it's so good. It's so sweet. It's very powdery. Some people might describe this as kind of like a grandma perfume, which, I mean, I get it a little bit, but I just think it's super comforting. It's super sweet. I think it's a little bit elegant. You have a lot of musk, a lot of vanilla. It's just really nice. And then I have 2 of the Lattafa Yara perfumes. And first I got a sample of the pink Yara. And I was like, no, it's way too juvenile. But then I let the sample sit for maybe a few months, and now I really liked it. So I ended up purchasing this, and it doesn't smell like vanilla. No, strawberry milkshake I think people say, but I don't think it smells like that. It's just a very like sun lotion kind of scent. Yeah, it's very much like a sun lotion. But this one is more of like the red berry sun lotion scent, whereas the Yara 2s, the orange one here, is more like the same sun lotion but in mango. Yeah, it's definitely more of a mango scent, and it's probably gonna be really nice for summer. And then I got Ansam Gold. It's also from Lattafa again. This is supposed to be a dupe for Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. I haven't smelled that personally. Some people say that this smells a lot of like plastic, but I don't find that at all, to be honest. I think that it smells like fizzy candy, a lot of like orange blossom maybe. Could that be right? And it is a very sweet scent, but it's not cloying or heavy. I think it's just pretty. Would I have bought the whole bottle if I had tested it first? Probably not, but it's good. Ooh, I just had to have a half an hour break because my memory card was full and the other one I have isn't working. But we're almost at the end. I think I have like 8 perfumes. So the next perfumes I'm going to talk about are also from Lattafa, and I got the whole collection. I don't know what the collection was called, but it's these bottles. And if you hear some sounds, it's just my dogs playing in the background. So the red one here is called Sakina, and this one is really reminiscent of Rose Jam from Lush. It's just a little bit more complex. It's not as beast mode. Well, still, I mean, it's very powerful, but it's not as intense as Rose Jam. And this is just a little bit sweeter, a little bit, I don't know, it's just a little bit more my preference if I am to wear a rose scent. That is a really good one. And then the blue one here is called Eman, and this one is very similar to Armani My Way. I don't have it, but I have smelled it in the store before, and it is very similar. It's maybe just a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit deeper maybe, but I do really like it, and it's a beautiful floral scent. My favorite though is the pink one, which is called Haya, and this one has something in it that is just so addictive to me. It's literally one of my favorite perfumes nowadays. Oh, it's so good. It's super, like, it's sweet, but it's also very fresh and fruity, and still a little bit floral because it's very feminine and it's very sexy and it's very playful. It's just so good to me. I just love this one. And I do actually think I'm done with all of my Lattafa fragrances now, which is really amazing because I have a lot of them. But now I'm gonna talk about these ones. They're from Al Rehab, I think. Yeah. So this one is French Coffee. I already mentioned it a little bit during my... was it this video? At least either in part 1 or this video part 2. And to me this is just a little bit too sweet. Oh yeah, it's just... it's not for me at all. It's a little bit more bearable now than it was once I first got it. Then I was like, absolutely not. Now it's like, I don't like it, but it's not that disgusting. But then we have this one. This is called Choco Musk, and oh, it is so good. It smells like marshmallow, kind of. Marshmallow, but with a tiny bit of chocolate. And it's very light, airy, and powdery. And just super sweet. It's very delicious. I love layering this. If I want something a bit sweeter, then I just use this one, and it lasts a decent amount of time, and I just really like it. This one, I don't know if it's called Royal Musk or Caramel Toffee. I think it's called Caramel Toffee by brand Cerati, and this one is supposed to be just caramel toffee. And it honestly is, but once I first got this, I just felt like there was something so synthetic about it. I did not like it at all. But then I let it sit for about a year, and then it was just so much more sweeter and more like a real caramel. And it's not, I mean, I was about to say it's not that sweet, but I mean, it's not sickly sweet anymore to me. And I just love to pair this with Choco Musk because then it's just a little bit less caramel and just a little bit more sweet. Last but not least, it's Harem Al Sultan by Kaleidos. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'm trying. But the bottle is beautiful, and the scent, oh, it is so pretty. It's just such a beautiful scent. It's a lot of fruity, juicy, but also floral notes in here. It's very clean. Oh, it's just super delicious, and it's even better on the skin. And I know that this one went viral on TikTok, but it was in the perfume oil formula, I think. But this one is lasting so long, and it's just so beautiful, and I've gotten so many compliments when I've used it, so I definitely think that this is one of the best buys I've done. And just the bottle is just so exquisite, and I love it so much. And I think that was actually all of my perfumes. I do have some that I don't necessarily like that much, but most of them I do like. So if you like a lot of these ones, then maybe you have the same taste as me in perfumes. Please let me know down below which perfumes are your favorites. Do you think there are some perfumes I should try based on the ones that I've shown you here that I like? I'm also planning to do some makeup and perfume content, so I'm very excited about that. I have something in plan already, so please stay tuned and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you're interested in seeing that. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!